Alright, so this is part 2 of my series where I discuss the August 2016 ban list. And in this part, we are going to be covering cards to be added to either the forbidden or limited section. So next, I kind of wanted to talk about just cards that should be like banned or limited. So the first thing is just super obvious. I think Magical Explosion and Life Equalizer both banned.
Yeah, gone. There's actually no reason those should be legal.
Yeah.
They're all about non-degenerate playing, which is why Exodia is at one in all of its pieces. But I mean, that's why they hit Chicken Game, because everyone's like, oh, it's gonna be things.
They just keep tiptoeing around the issue with Life Equalizer, I feel like.
Or is it the combination of the two?
Oh, well, Life Equalizer is the main problem, because you can just play Blasting the Ruins, which is almost the same thing.
I think Blasting the Ruins might be better, right?
Well, Blasting the Ruins is slightly worse.
You have to have 30 cards.
Yeah.
Exactly. Alright, yeah. So yeah, Life Equalizer got like...
So you would just play Blasting Ruins at 1 and Life Equalizer at 1 if they ban Magical Explosion. So I say ban both. Just be done with it. Because nobody's going to play either of those in anything besides FTKs.
Correct. There's no reason to play either of them in anything else.
Right.
I mean, unless it's like, 9,000 to 1,000 and you want to go for the OTK without 9k damage, but also a trap and it's really slow.
Yeah. That's something I could actually see Konami doing also. But, I mean, they've
let it sit for a while, so maybe they just don't care anymore.
Right. They might have done it already if they were going to do it ever. So, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
And then, next card I wanted to talk about was Card of Demise, which...
Yeah.
I feel like Card of Demise was a good idea, like, to help rogue decks, but then it just got hijacked by meta decks and floodgate decks, and
right.
It's just overpowered like crazy.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite deck that it helped out was Spellbooks, because Spellbooks are cool. I like Spellbooks. But, then Clees are like, ooh, I can activate this at 5 pass.
Set 5 plus 2 in scales, 1 monster out.
Right. And then it gets back to the Cosmo issue of Tin Can, is they go Card of Demise, congratulations, you have a Tin Can, you set 3 Call to Haunted and an Oasis, and then you have a Tin Cannon. After the Card of Demise resolves, you have a monster in hand, plus 2 in the graveyard.
Right, because
they don't care what's where, because they just summon it all. So, yeah, Card of Demise either has to go to 1 or banned. 1 would be awful.
1 would just make it sacky.
Right. So.
But knowing Konami, I think they're going to put it to 1, actually.
Yeah. They don't mind the Saki. I think they just... I mean, 1 is probably fine. And if they ban it, they could probably bring back Upstart to 3, because that's kind of silly. Maybe not.
I have Upstart as a card to talk about later. We can just talk about it now, though.
Okay. Yeah, that's also the same thing with Chicken Game. I think the reason those cards got hit were because of Card of Demise.
Yeah.
Because they were like, here, we're releasing this card that says draw 3, also it's a spell. We're just not going to ban Life Equalizer. Instead, we're just going to ban Chicken Game, hit Upstart. Ruin rogue deck consistency.
I don't think Konami's going to do this at all, but personally, I would put Upstart back to 3 and Chicken Game to 1.
Yeah, I have the same. I think Upstart needs to... I don't know, it needs to. Like, it's a nice card. Maybe Hoban overhyped it too much. But it gives, decks that couldn't compete otherwise a competing chance. Same with Chicken Game. I'm mostly thinking about things like decks my friends play that are not necessarily tier 0, but also not even close to tier 3.
Yeah, I don't think that they're problematic, really. Like, Chicken Game at 3 plus 3 pseudospace plus 3 terraforming, I don't like that.
Yeah, that's not okay. But maybe then you hit pseudospace.
If you only have 1 Chicken Game, then I don't think that's going to happen. I think what's going to happen is people just play 1 Chicken Game alongside terraforming in whatever field spell they normally play.
Right.
And then you don't brick as much, because when you have 2 terraformings, you just get a Chicken Game, draw 1, and then with the other one you get your normal field spell.
Yeah.
That's how Chicken Game should have been played, I think.
Yeah, but they released it at 3, so... and then everyone saw that Chicken Game pseudospace became Chicken Space.
Yeah.
Pseudo game. I don't know. And it also is a Exodia Perpetuator, which Ugh.
Right.
Alternate win conditions, please no.
So were there any other cards you want to talk about in this section?
For being banned or limited?
Right.
Yeah, Scout needs to get banned, I think.
Yeah.
If only to stop the Infinity plays in Metal Foes, or other Pendulum decks, but it's more consistent in Metal Foes because that deck is consistent, and that's about all it is.
Yeah, I agree entirely, actually. I thought Scout was fine until Metal Foes came out, and then the Scout plus 1 Monolith into Infinity, that play is so dumb.
Yeah, it's really fun to do, because your opponent's like, wow, you're playing Cliffords, haha, free win. And then you're like, activate the Metal Foe card, and they're like, well, I don't want to play anymore. And then you're like, haha, free win for myself.
If we ban Scout, which I think we should, I think we can bring both Towers and Sacrifice up to 3.
Yeah, because then it reduces searchability, and Wavering Eyes is banned, so Towers probably doesn't need banned. I think in principle it should stay banned, because...
maybe, but like, I don't think it's positive at all, but the thing with Towers is that there's like so many better versions now.
Yeah, there are a lot of better versions. Even the Raid Raptor card is better. Right. I'm saying that. Not lately.
The Megazord is like way better.
Well, yes, the Megazord is stupid. Maybe they ban all the Towers cards.
I tried to search Megazord.
It didn't work out very well.
Yeah, Mech King is the closest to get to Megazord. And then Sacrifice to 3, I think, is obvious. Like, even if you don't touch Scout, I think that should go to 3.
If they don't touch Scout, I don't know about Sacrifice going up more than to 2, which doesn't, like, I mean, it's searchable, so maybe it stays at 1, because 2 is a stupid number to have anything at.
Yeah, I don't think I moved like 2 cards to 2.
And then their card I think they can put to 1 is Strike, because Warning's at 1, and if they put Strike to 1, maybe they do Judgment to 1. Hint, hint, do it.
Yeah, my ideal list would actually have Strike at 1, Warning at 1, and Judgment at 1.
Yeah.
I think.
And then
I think like Strike isn't like a problem. It's just that it doesn't promote you playing other traps because it's just better than other traps.
Right, it is straight up better than most traps. Then I have a sleeper spell, which maybe it's just me being predictive, but maybe they put pre-prep to 1. Just because all the Cyber Angel stuff came out, and it is so cool to play against.
I haven't played against it yet.
It's just another way to make Herald, which is another way to not play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, but Herald's fun.
No, Herald isn't fun. The Cyber Angel stuff came out in the Dragon's Legend Unleashed. For any of those unaware, I think Cyber Angel Ben 10. It's Ben 10.
Like the TV show?
It's, like the TV show is the most expensive one at the moment.
That's really funny.
I don't know if anything has changed since 2 days ago, but...
yeah, I think pre-prep, I don't know. If you hit pre-prep, then that just kills rituals entirely.
Yeah, but, you know, they tried to bring that mechanic back, and it's on the game for however many.
I don't think it's at that level, though. I mean, maybe it is. I just haven't seen it yet.
Oh, not this, but I was talking about rituals going back as in Necros.
Oh, okay. Well, Necros
we've
can't
seen
even
we've
run.
seen it before, kind of thing.
Yeah, Necros can't even run pre-prep though.
Necros can't even.
No.
That's accurate.
Other cards to talk about in this section, I guess there's Twin Twisters. Is it possible to limit?
Yeah, Twin Twisters is kind of silly.
I just feel like traps need more support because they've
Except
been like,
Card of Demise. We don't need that kind of support.
Right, not unfair support, but like traps are just grounded to the dust and they're so unplayable, I feel like.
Right, because you have, I don't know how many copies of MST anymore. Like, you have Twin Twisters, which is 2 MSTs in 1, plus a discard for various decks that are okay with that. You have MST at 3 still. You have Archfiend Eccentric at 3, which is pretty much splashable and also easily searchable in many Pendulum decks.
Yeah.
You have, I mean, now I'm getting into the bad cards, but you have Twister, Night Beam, etc.
You missed Cosmic Cyclone at 3.
That card's not good though.
But I mean, if you're already
it's a thing. You're right. It's a thing.
Yeah, if you're maxing out MST, Cosmic Cyclone is just paying 1,000 life points MST.
Right. Galaxy Cyclone might be better.
I think Galaxy Cyclone is straight up worse than all three, just because it's not a good play.
Well, I can agree with that.
Also because it can't target face up at first.
It can when it's in the grave a turn later.
Right, but that's too slow.
It's so slow. It might as well be a trap at that point.
Yeah, I think that's not nearly as good. Like, I'd rather play Typhoon.
Yeah. Typhoon's good though. Also, Typhoon is another one, but
Typhoon's another one.
The Typhoon's good.
If anybody doesn't.
And then there's the other cards that aren't very amazing, but the Clee players are playing it when Towers Turbo is a big thing. Is Storm, I believe, is the card.
It's just called Storm.
Storm. Yeah, it's destroy as many spell trap cards you control as possible. Then destroy as many spell trap cards your opponent controls as possible, up to the number of cards destroyed by this effect. I believe your opponent does have to have at least 1 3 to activate this.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff, and I feel like Twin Twisters is just clearly better than all the other ones. And I think Twin Twisters is actually a good example of like a fair version of like Heavy Storm or Harpy's Feather Duster, but those were only ever at 1. We didn't have 3 of those.
I think Heavy Storm was at 2 when I was playing around at Fist Rising time, but I could be wrong. So don't call that.
It might have been at 2 at the beginning of the game, but no time recently.
Okay, I believe you. Well, maybe no, because when I was playing, well, whatever. I could look it up, but I don't want to.
And one other card that a lot of people are talking about hitting that I really do not want to get hit, but I could totally see Konami doing, is either Brilliant Fusion or Seraphinite.
They might have to. I don't think they should.
It's so splashable. It's like in everything.
Yeah. Right. I just think it's a nice card, and I like it. I think they shouldn't hit it only because if the people like me who like Gem Knights want to play Gem Knights for some terrible reason, then Brilliant Fusion lets my deck be okay.
Yeah, it doesn't work without Brilliant Fusion.
Right. It's pretty atrocious without Brilliant Fusion.
Yeah, so. Well, it's not as important as Gem Knight Fusion, but it's like the second most important card.
Right. Because you get stuff in your grave to then use Gem Knight Fusion and then banish the stuff in your grave to use Gem Knight Fusion again.
Yeah.
Which helps. Plus, you can just send Lazuli straight up from the deck to the grave to add whatever you can to continue fusing. So there's that.
That's a possibility.
No, thank you. They would have to hit Seraphinite over Brilliant Fusion if they want to keep the Gem Knight players happy.
Yeah.
But maybe they don't care about the Gem Knight players.
They probably don't.
No. I don't think anyone cares about Gem Knight players, not even the Gem Knight players.
And then another one is I think that a lot of people are talking about is Anti-Spell Fragrance. It's just a really powerful floodgate right now.
Only in decks that can play it, which are BA and Cleatomize and like Cosmo, sort of.
Arguably every deck can play it as long as you go first.
Yeah, you can go first though.
Yeah.
Like the Blue Eyes player played it at Worlds and then lost because he had it up.
Right. I saw that. I don't think that was a good choice siding it for the mirror.
Yeah, but Worlds is another discussion.
Yeah. So I feel like Anti-Spell Fragrance is not quite as powerful as the limited floodgates, but it's probably the most powerful floodgate that's not limited right now.
Right. Definitely you could just flip flop it and Soul Drain, and then I'd be happy. Then I can play 3 Soul Drain, and then I don't care about BA being whatever it's at. Bring back Soul Drain 2K16.
Soul Drain is actually, that's a card I had later I was going to talk about. Soul Drain is not powerful enough to be limited at all. That should definitely be at 3.
It should be at 3. It's so bad.
Yeah, like people don't even cite that. Like,
yeah, I'm not a people, so I don't count. That's what you're saying. I cite it sometimes when I really just am fed up with BA. It's one of those cards I'm just like, I don't want to deal with it today.
Yeah.
So I side Soul Drain, Macros, Cosmo, D-Fissure, and just like...
You can't really side Fissure effectively, though. Did you have anything else for cards that should be limited or banned?
I mean, yes. Extra deck stuff.
Okay, I got some extra deck stuff.
Number 95, Galaxy Eyes, Dark Matter Dragon. Yep. Please ban.
Yep, I agree entirely. I think Blue Eyes is kind of exacerbating it a little bit, but like...
Yeah.
Dark Matter is so broken, it got the Dragon Rulers banned. Like...
Which were balanced at 1.
They were pretty balanced at 1, I think, actually.
Yes.
That was something, I think all the Dragon Rulers should go to 1, all the babies should go to 1, and...
Not
Dark Matter should be banned.
Yeah, so Dark Matter should be banned. Not at 1, because 1 doesn't matter. Ban it. It like you still play it at 1.
If 1 doesn't matter.
Playing it at, like they're playing it at 1 right now.
Right.
Another card that's I already said earlier, but Beatrice probably should go to 1.
I could see it. Also,
if no other hits to BA happen, Beatrice probably should be at 1. Just because it's another one of those cards that just perpetuates the stupidity of the deck.
Also, there's just like rank 6 Beatrice spam decks, which are.
But that's creative and hilarious.
I'll give you that, but it's really annoying to play against.
It is really annoying to play against because it's a quick play Foolish Burial, which Foolish Burial is at 1, so why isn't Beatrice at 1? Logic.
Well, it's an extra deck monster, so it's not really the same thing.
Revolval Chain, rip.
Yeah, well, the Revolval Chain is kind of too good.
No, it's not. It's balanced, I swear. I just want to play ABCs. It'd be funny.
I've got a few other things to talk about in this section.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so this card I don't actually think should be hit anymore, but it's a possibility. Norden could possibly go to 0.
I don't think it does anything though. I think they hit it to 1, and it wasn't even that big a deal at 3 because who was actually playing 3? Like everyone was actually only playing 2.
Yeah, hitting it to 1 was silly. Like hit it to 0 or don't hit it.
I think one makes most sense just because it limits the. Rank 4 spam was basically overrunning the game when they released Norden. So
right,
maybe putting it to 1 was good.
But it was kind of phasing itself out even without Norden getting hit.
Yeah, it got phased out because they released Monarchs Cosmos. BA was still silly.
None of those rank 4.
And Pendulums use rank 4s,
yeah,
but they took out Norden pretty quickly. Norden, sorry.
Yeah, Norden sounds better than Norden.
Yeah, where did the R come from? Like,
well, they don't really pronounce R's as much in Japanese, so
yeah,
it's pretty much the same sound.
Yeah,
Norden and Norden would be pronounced the same way, I think, basically. Don't quote me on that. I'm not an expert.
He's an expert, guys. Don't worry.
And the other extra deck thing I think should be hit is Volcanon. I think should be banned because it's only used in FTKs, and literally Divine Wind of Mist Valley and Gen X Alley Birdman are limited because Volcanon exists, and there's an FTK using those 3 cards and Ancient Fairy Dragon.
Okay, I didn't know what you were talking about before. I was like, what the heck is this Volcanon thing? And then I looked it up and I immediately recognized. Yeah, it's ban it.
Yeah, it does nothing healthy, so ban it, and then bring back these other 2 cards that we can potentially use. That's what I'd say.
You mean that you could potentially use?
Yeah. Well, I would use
Selfish.
I would use Divine Wind and Ninjas and Birdman and something probably.
Right. I was looking at it. I was like, why is Birdman hit? And then I was thinking about it. I was like, that doesn't make sense for it to be at anything other than 3. It's like,
yeah,
sure it's not once per turn, but once it leaves the field, it gets removed from play. So
yeah, it's literally because there's a Volcanon FTK.
Yeah, it's Volcanon's fault. It's another going back to the life equalizer stuff.
Right. Which segues into. I have a few other cards I want to talk about that are basically only like FTK stuff that I think should be addressed. Like, okay. So first, Exodia should be banned.
It can't. That's legal. That's a legal thing.
Yeah, I understand, but like, it does not. Exodia is either terrible or broken, and there's no in between. And they have to dance around it constantly to keep it terrible. Otherwise, it's broken, and nobody wants that.
Yeah.
And banning it would solve that, and you don't have to think about it anymore.
It's really too bad that it's a legal thing, which is pretty selfish of the creator. But if you're respecting his wishes, it stays at 1. Maybe I don't know if he specified every single piece has to be unbanned, but maybe you just ban a single piece with everything at 3. That's actually the simplest solution. You don't need to ban all of it. You just ban a piece.
Yeah, I was thinking the head, but you can do any of the pieces. Just ban his left leg.
No more right arm of Exodia.
Going along with that, I think Royal Magical Library is only used in unhealthy decks ever.
Are you calling Ignites unhealthy?
Yes. No, I feel like Ignites are kind of a side effect. Ignites are fine, but
yeah. I like Royal Magical Library and Ignites, but only Ignites.
I think it's mostly just FTKs, and
Yeah, but if they ban all the FTK cards, then it doesn't matter if it exists, right?
I guess that's true. But
The alternate win condition cards.
and then the one other thing I thought, I want to semi-limit Jackpot 7 so you can unlimit Morphing Jar number 2. Because Morphing Jar number 2 is actually just like a healthy card, and
It's
Jackpot 7 is stupid.
Like, this one person sat there and theory crafted for weeks and then came up with this deck to just Jackpot 7. And it wasn't even consistent. They just didn't want it to happen.
Yeah, they didn't want it to happen ever, so they banned Morphing Jar number 2, which was annoying because people were actually, at that point, side decking Morphing Jar number 2 for legitimate purposes.
Yeah. And Jackpot 7 was like, hey there.
So, yeah, that bothered me entirely.
Hey there, I've got a beat on my card art, so I must be broken.
Yeah. And then the next two cards are cards I don't think should be hit, but they're just stuff that I think should be addressed at least. Terror Top, like, they could definitely hit that. I don't want them to, but it's a better tour guide. The thing with that, though, is Tour Guide was at 3 before Burning Abyss came out, which means that Konami thought Tour Guide was fine without Burning Abyss.
Tour Guide is fine, so it's BA's fault. It's BA's fault. Everything is the meta's fault.
Yeah.
I mean, if they hit BA hard enough, they can just put Tour Guide back to 3, but
you'd have to hit BA pretty hard to do that, probably.
Yeah, I mean, you'd probably have to ban Dante for Tour Guide to come back, because Phantom Knights are still like, okay. Although I don't think any of them are actually fiends.
They're warriors.
So maybe not. Right, so maybe you just play 2. Right, so it's inconsistent to play it if you're playing anything else.
Yeah. And then Danko Seka is a card that I think in some formats it's broken, but right now it's totally fine.
Yeah, because Twin Twisters is a card.
Yeah, so
it's like, I could play this extra normal summon, or I could just play this free discard card to also hurt my opponent.
I think there's been points in the past where Danko Seka should have been banned, but we're past that now. So
yeah, I guess if they hit Twin Twisters, maybe they have to hit Danko. I mean, if they put both to 1, maybe that's okay then.
I could see that, but I don't think Konami's gonna ever think about Danko.
Probably not. Not until it probably not. They have no reason to think about it.
Yeah. The other card that I think should be banned eventually, but no way it's happening this soon. I think Pot of Desires is essentially Pot of Greed, and I think it'll eventually be banned. But I think it's obviously not going to happen with it just coming out. I think that's like a year from now. That's something.
Well, it has that magical line of you can only use 1 Pot of Desires once per turn, but honestly, it doesn't matter. The drawing 2 is the whole point of the card.
Yeah, banishing
I guess
10
if
cards
you open
doesn't matter.
3, it'd be kind of sad, but
that'd be funny.
You're just like, cool. I can't play 2 cards in my hand.
Yeah, and that's also a card where you can't really limit it because then it's sacky.
Too bad Avarice is banned. Just kidding. That card's broken. The Pot of Avarice, not the Jar of Avarice. That card's awful.
And that's it for that section for me. Did you have anything else there?
Anything that would potentially need to be hit? No, not that I can think of.
Okay. So next I wanted that was a lot of stuff to talk about getting hit. There's just a lot of cards that are problems right now, I feel like. Alright, so that finishes up this section where we discussed cards that should be either forbidden or limited. And in the next section, we are going to be covering cards that could potentially move up to 3 or maybe 2.